Hello, my name is Marcia Johnson and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Together with my grandnieces and nephew, Allie, Ashley, and Ryan, we are Marcia's Crafts. Today we'll be making this cute little Over the Moon card. To make this card, you will need the Over the Moon stamp set and the Buffalo Check stamp set. For dies, we'll be using the rectangular stitch framelits, this very smallest of the long skinny ones over here, and we'll also be using layering circles framelits, the largest of the scallop circles and the two largest plain circles. For ink, just Memento Tuxedo black, and we'll be coloring with the blends a little later. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is the Buffalo Check. I just leave it in its package and ink it up. And remember, with Memento, you have to not only dab, but you have to kind of rub a little bit too. Get this totally inked up, which does take a while. Make sure you get really good coverage. Then you're going to take your quarter sheet, or the 5.5 by 4.25 piece of Whisper White. You're going to try and lay it down kind of straight. And then you're going to take a piece of computer paper, put that down on top, and holding with one hand, you're going to rub the whole thing with the other, making sure that you don't move your paper. And if everything doesn't get covered, it's not exactly a tragedy because we're not going to be using the whole sheet anyway, and part of it will be covered up. So it's probably going to be fine. There we go. That looks pretty good, and we will just set that aside to dry. Okay, now for some more stamping. I'm going to take one of your 4 by 5.25 sheets, and we are going to stamp this cute little cow at the bottom. Then we're going to take this thought bubble and stamp that very close to the cow, because we're going to cut this out with a circle and we want the whole thing to fit. That looks good. While we have this stamp out, I'm going to take my envelope and I'm just going to stamp that same bubble down in the bottom left-hand corner. Then we're going to take our sentiment, which is Dream Big. We're going to stamp that up here. We're going to be cutting that out also. Let's try that one more time without rocking it. That's better. Okay, I believe that's it for our stamping. Next, we're going to do a little coloring with our blends. First, I'm going to go ahead and color the envelope. When you're using blends, they have a tendency, especially on paper like this, to bleed through. So you want to put a piece of scrap paper on the inside of your envelope. We're going to color this with dark Real Red. And that's that. Okay, now we're going to color our little cow. I'm going to color this heart also with dark Real Red. I'm going to color her little cowbell with dark Daffodil Delight. Her ears and nose with light Petal Pink, and her little spots and things and hooves with the light Basic Black. Okay, that seems to be everything. Now, even with the light black, it kind of masks a lot of the little details in the hooves and her eye and things. So I'm coming back with a color lifter and just going over it a little bit, because that makes the details underneath stand out a little bit better. I saw somebody do this on YouTube, and if I could remember who it was, I would give them credit, but I totally do not know. Okay, now we have a little bit of cutting to do with our, in my case, the Big Shot, because I don't know what they're coming up with, but for right now I'm using my Big Shot. So we're going to cut this little cow out with the circle die, the smaller of the two circles I pulled. We're going to cut the sentiment out with this die, and first we're going to cut it this way, and then when I get that piece out, I'm just going to take it and cut the end off like this. It's very easy, a little difficult to explain, but I will end up with a piece that looks like this. It makes your rectangles very, very useful, more than they are just by themselves. Okay, so we're also going to get our Real Red piece, and we're going to cut that out with the the largest of the plain circle framelits. And then we're going to get our 3.5 by 3.5 black piece, and we're going to cut that one with our scalloped framelit. So I've already done that. There's that. There's that. Here's our cute little cow, and here's our other circle. And we're going to take our piece of gingham and we're going to cut it down to 2 pieces. One that is 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4. The other one is, I believe, 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. And that's pretty much our pieces. So let's get started with our assembly. Okay, first I'll do the inside of our card, and for that I will take this piece that is 3/4 by 5 1/4 and mount it on a piece of Real Red, which is 1 by 5 1/4. Okay, just line that up, and we're going to put that on our white layer about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and put that on the inside of our card. By the way, if you would like to purchase any of these products, they are available at marciascrafts.stampinup.net. We would really love your business, and if you don't have a demonstrator, please come shop with us. Okay, that's the inside of our card. Now for the front, we're going to mount this little cow to the red circle and the red circle to the black scallop circle, and we'll put some dimensionals on the back of that. For the front of our card, which is basic black, we have a Real Red layer. Okay, and on this check layer, I am going to put a couple of pieces of ribbon. Now this ribbon is retired. It's Real Red ribbon and it's retired, but if you don't have this ribbon, then what you can do is you can just cut a couple of strips of Real Red Cardstock, 3/8 by 5 1/4, and just put those down. So it's fine either way, or you could leave them off. I mean, seriously, I don't think it really needs them. Okay, I'm just going to pull those straight across, and then we're going to attach that to the front of our card, a little more towards the top than the bottom. Okay, we're going to take our little sentiment, and I'm just going to put that on with glue. You could put it on dimensionals if you'd like. I have visiting dogs, and they they are very noisy callers, so that's what you're hearing, and little nails on the floor as they walk around. Okay, that finishes our card. Let me get the envelope back in here. And here's the first one. I hope you enjoyed these cards. If you did, perhaps you could give us a thumbs up, maybe even subscribe, and maybe even send our video to a friend. That would be very nice. I guess that's about it for today. Hope you have a great rest of the day, rest of the week, and come back soon. Bye-bye.